shortly. Here is an event you can mark on your calendar. September 9th, Wheatley Hills Golf Club, Roslyn, New York. The Celebrity Benefit and Golf Classic, sponsored by American Airlines, Adidas, and the gorgeous Roslyn Claremont Hotel. By the way, there will be a tremendous reception with a number of prominent athletic figures on the evening before that golf tournament, Sunday, September 8th. For additional info, dial 516-922-5892. Once again, that's the John Starks Foundation Celebrity Benefit Golf Classic, sponsored by American Airlines, Adidas, the Roslyn Claremont Hotel, 516-922-5892. We pick it up with John Starks in Manhattan. Big John, how's your summer been, buddy?
It's been going pretty good.
The Knicks, the roster shuffle. Analyze it. Give me the pros. Give me the cons. What do you like? What don't you like about what your ball club has done during this offseason?
Well, you know, we lost 3 key figures in restructuring over the summer. We lost Anthony Mason, Derek Harper, as well as Hubert Davis, and those 3 guys right there has been a key to our success over the last 4 or 5 years. And to lose that type of talent, you're going to hurt something, especially from the defensive end of the court. We picked up, Chris Childs, Allen Houston, and Larry Johnson, which are very talented players, especially offensively. So we just have to wait and see, what happens.
In the case of Allen Houston, the former Detroit Piston, we know the guy can fill the hole. We know the guy does have a touch, but can he play legitimate New York Knick, in-your-face type defense?
Well, I think every player has a defensive attitude in them. You just have to bring it out of them. And when you come here to New York, that's what our main focus is on defense. No question, those players can put the ball in the hole, but defensively is where we're gonna need them at. Losing, like I said, Anthony Mason, who can guard any player on the court, and Derek Harper, who shut down, all the top point guards. We need for those players to come in and produce defensively.
Hey, John, Ernie Grunfeld, Jeff Van Gundy indicate that you'll have a brand new role with the ball club this year. You will come off the bench. You will not have starters minutes. How do you respond to people who maintain that given your temperament, given the fiery approach you bring to a basketball court, that you're not going to be comfortable? John Starks will get down on John Starks.
That's not true. Any player who knows me and people around me know I'm not that way. I played when I first came in this league. I was coming off the bench, so that's not a problem. I know I'm going to go out there, and no matter what role I play this year, I'm going to get the job done. And I have a lot of confidence in my skills. I have a lot to offer to this team, so it's about winning right now, and that's the only thing that's on my mind. I didn't, been on the All-Star team. I'm taken care of financially, and the only thing that I don't have in my corner is a championship. And we have 3 other guys who's been trying to, accomplish that same type of goal. And I think right now we just focus on going out there and make sure we get off to a great start and finish the season up strong, so we can make that push for a championship.
You're, of course, very close to the big guy, Patrick Ewing. Has Patrick ever indicated to you a fear or kind of an aching feeling that he may well end his NBA career without a championship ring? You ever talked about that?
Not at all. He's hungry for a championship, and deservingly so. He's been given, the fans here a lot of memorable years. He deserves a championship like any other player in this league, and he needs to get the credit that every other player gets, all these big superstars. And sometimes I feel he's not getting that just due. And this year, should be his year as well as the New York Knicks year.
Your teammate Charles Oakley joined us on the program last week. He made it clear, and I mean vividly clear, he is not crazy. He's not real fond of Charles Barkley. The Barkley approach, the trash talk, the Barkley approach where Charles frequently casts the blame everywhere except in the direction of Charles Barkley. Are there times when the round mound of rebound rubs at John Starks the wrong way?
Charles Barkley is Charles Barkley, and that's how I see it. You know, he's a very confident player, and as well as a confident man. You know, he has a right to speak his mind, and he's going to do that. You know, people have been trying to shut him up for years. He's not going to do that. You know, Charles Barkley is his own man. You know, he say things that sometimes it don't, you know, it rubs people in the wrong way, but you know, majority of the time he's speaking is the truth. So people don't like to hearing the truth sometimes, and it does hurt. But you know, he's going to do what he have to do, and you know, my main concern is not focusing on Charles Barkley; it's focusing on what we're doing.
Let me ask you this: given the changes your ball club comes up with during this off season, if you don't win 55 during the regular season next year, if you don't advance to the playoffs as a number 2 or number 3 seed, are you keenly disappointed?
Oh, we're going to be very disappointed. You know, we are every year. You know, since the time I got here with New York, our main purpose is to win a championship, and this year is no different. We don't want to, you know, say because of the changes that that's the reason why we didn't win one this year. We want to make that a focus on, you know, getting to the championship and bringing one back to New York.
Once again, Gary, let's put that number up, all right, for the John Starks Foundation Golf Tournament coming up on September 9th with the big reception on the evening of September 8th. September 9th, Roslyn, New York, the Wheatley Hills Golf Club, the John Starks, the first annual John Starks Celebrity Benefit and Golf Classic. Your sponsors are American Airlines, Adidas, and the gorgeous, gorgeous Roslyn Claremont Hotel. If you want the additional info, dial 516-922-5892. Among others, Cedric Sabalos, Del Curry, Patrick Ewing, Walt Frazier, Sid Green, Ron Harper, Doc Rivers, Spud Webb, Herb Williams, Jeff Van Gundy, Greg Anthony. A flock of big names will be there. I guarantee you, you'll have a ball. We're back with John Starks in a moment right here on News Sport Talk. Stay with us.
Jesse, you're next.
I'm all yours.
Save it for the stage, Romeo.
Carol always gives it to me straight. Like when she told me about my...
I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away so they could come back. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming. You see the difference? You look great.
Thanks, but will it get me this part?
Couldn't hurt.
Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes.
Hey, break a leg.
Well, if you're going to do a film about something like hockey, you need to use real hockey players. You have to be technically correct.
Wide open. Hey, wait, wide open? You go wide open, the whole background's gonna go soft. I've envisioned this as a kind of a Citizen Kane, deep focus kind of feel.
You need to make them feel, even though they're not filmmakers, that their suggestions are welcome.
Well, how about this? How about you let me direct, I'll let you act.
The Independent Film Channel. Call your cable company.
This News Sport Update is brought to you by Gatorade.
Gatorade, of course, takes great pride and a magnificent degree of pleasure in presenting the following update starring your friend and mine, Mr. Rick Rote. No, Rock
That's
Rote,
Rock. Thanks, Chuck. He's been Johnny on the spot for the Braves all season long. That is Chet. Tonight against Cincinnati pitcher John Smoltz goes for win number 21 as he marches toward that Cy Young Award this season. And let's check it out. Johnny is looking good against Thomas Howard and the Reds. Take a seat, Thomas. And right now, it is no score in the fourth inning. Marlins and Cubs. Giants and Mets, let's go on to that one. Mets and Giants, San Francisco's Jay Canizaro with a grand slam home run to make it 7-0 San Fran in the first inning. Over the gap. But then the Mets came back. Todd Hundley swinging a hot bat this year, a 2-run seat-seeking missile. That made it 10-9 San Francisco. Hundley's 38th homer of the year, too shy of Roy Campanella's record. And guess what? San Francisco hangs on to win it 12-11. Well, Dallas star Deion Sanders was acquitted today of injuring a security guard 2 years ago at Cincinnati's Riverfront Stadium. More on that later on. Right now, Chet Coppock and News Sport Talk coming up right after this.
Life equals sport. Equals thirst. Equals Gatorade. Equals life is a sport. Drink it up.
I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in March of 1994. I survived. But since then, over 80,000 men didn't. As a soldier, I know you can't win a war without research. And the battle against prostate cancer is no different. We need research. Help us win the war on prostate cancer. It's a war we can't afford to lose.
All right, brain game time. What NBA team did John Starks begin his NBA career with? The Knicks, Golden State, Jersey, or the Long Island Surf? If you said Long Island Surf, you have a major problem. The Golden State Warriors. We continue in Midtown Manhattan with the veteran New York Knick, John Starks. Hey, John, it wasn't all that long ago, and this has been documented, of course, that you're bagging groceries in Oklahoma. Now you find yourself hosting the John Starks Celebrity Benefit and Golf Classic. Do you almost have to pinch yourself? I mean, is there a part of this that seems almost like beyond the realization of a dream for a John Starks?
You know, I'm the type of person to take things as they come, and I just see this as another stepping stone in my life as becoming a mature man and understanding what I have in front of me and something that I can use to benefit others. You know, this profession allows me to go out and you know, spread the wealth, so to speak, and you know, help others out, help younger people to realize their dreams.
Does it from time to time bother a John Starks that people look at your intensity, from time to time look at your temper and interpret that as being immaturity?
To be honest with you, it really doesn't bother me. I look at it as I have a job I have to do out there on the court, and I said this a number of times. That's my job out there on the court. Some people go about their job in a calmly fashion, but some others, you know, have to go out there and do their job in an aggressive fashion. And you know, I'm the type of person who's going to do my job in an aggressive fashion. You know, I like being aggressive. That's the only way I feel that I'm going to get the job done. I think over the years I have toned my act down, so to speak, and you know, become more of a mature player. But you know, no, it really doesn't bother me. I'm going to continue to be John Starks. I think if I don't go out there and be myself, then I'm not going to go out there and compete.
Let me give you a twofold question about Anthony Mason, your former teammate. Number one, given Mason's track record off the court, are you worried about where he is and where he's going? And number two, it has been thought that John Starks and Anthony Mason very simply did not get along, that there was kind of an armed truce between you two guys. Is that in fact legitimate?
No, that's not true at all. Me and Mace got along probably as well as anybody on the team. You know, given Mace's situation off the court, Mace is a grown man, and he'd be the first to tell you that he takes action. You know, he stands up for, you know, his own actions. So, no, you know, Mace is a good human being. People got Anthony misjudged, and I know Anthony from a different perspective. Being around him for 5 or 6 years, I know what type of man he is, and he has a good heart. And you know, people tend to, you know, take that for granted. And you know, Mace is the type of person, he has an aggressive attitude, and you know, sometimes it may get the best of them, but you know, you have people out there who tends to egg people on, and I don't think that's right as a fan. You know, you should let things go.
On the dance floor, Marco Island, Florida. Mike is on the line. Mike, my friend, go ahead and put the ball in play.
Yeah, Chet, thanks a lot for taking my call. John, I got a two-part question. Number one, compare for me the mood of the team, comparing it from Riley to Van Gundy. More confident, just the way how does the team play compared underneath the two of them? And one other question. The acquisitions you guys got, Allen Houston and Buck Williams and Larry Johnson. I know you lost Harper and the other two players. Do you think that these acquisitions will help get you into Chicago's tier that you need to get you into the promised land?
Well, you know, whenever you lose, like I said, those three players right there, and you're going to hurt, no question about it. We do have some very talented players coming in, you know, as well as some talented rookies. We just have to get off to a great start, I believe. I think that's the key. You know, Chicago jumped out the gates fast, and it was hard for people to catch up to them. It's going to be very important that we get out the gates fast, and you know, try to hold that lead as well as Chicago did, like they did last year.
Hey, John. Back to your golf tournament for a moment. As I mentioned, you've got great sponsors, American Airlines, the Rosslyn Claremont Hotel, Adidas, our friends over at U.S. Limo. What are you most proud of? What do you find to be most attractive about this two-day gala coming up on the 8th and 9th?
I think just being around, you know, players in a different setting. You know, we're not on a basketball court, we're on a golf course, and we out here to have fun and relax and be around some of the corporate sponsors. I think they're going to get a thrill from being around some of the players and get to see them in a different light. You know, when you're not at the job working, and the intensity is more of a relaxed atmosphere. You know, being around NBA players, sure, you have a lot of fun, and these guys are probably some of the biggest jokesters ever, and you know, just being around them in a different setting, that's what, you know, this golf tournament is all about.
Dennis Rodman shows up for a book signing in Midtown Manhattan today. He's dressed in a wedding gown.
Yeah,
were you shocked, or at this stage of the game, is there anything Dennis Rodman can do that would shock a John Starks?
That shocked me. I believe that shocked me. You know, I think Dennis is carrying this a little too far. I think, you know, there's no telling, you know, what he has on his mind. You know, Dennis gonna be Dennis. So I really, you know, try not to judge him, but, you know, that type of things out there, and you have young people watching that, and I don't think it's right.
Let me ask you this. Is it time for the NBA, and I don't know what type of approach they could take, but is it time for your league to address what's going on with Dennis Rodman from the perspective that perhaps this guy is cheapening your league, almost making your league look like the roller derby or a bullfight, for God's sakes?
Well, you know, that's up to the commissioner. You know, he had to look at that. I'm very sure he's very conscious of the image that he want to portray of this league, and you know, so that's up to David. He had to take a hard look at that and see where this is going to lead. You know, whether or not they take any, you know, do anything, you know, to Dennis, which you know, Dennis is Dennis, and I don't feel that they can do anything to him. But you know, it's up to the commissioner.
Hey, John, as always, we appreciate this very much. Best of luck with your golf tournament and the reception coming up on the 8th and 9th. I know you're going to have a 4-star event, and best of luck as we approach basketball in 96, 97. You take care, partner.
Well, thanks a lot.
John Starks. When we come back, we're joined by Vin Baker, the young Milwaukee Buck. During our final half an hour, Richie Renenberg, ranked number 27 in the world, as we approach the U.S. Open, and Michael Joyce, a young man who today just happened to beat Richie Renenberg in the Walbaum Hamlet in Long Island, New York. Stay with us. You're dialed in to the Conversation Connection. This is unequivocally News Sport Talk.
Winter storm is dumping up to a foot of snow here in the New York metropolitan area, but inside sold-out Madison Square Garden, they're not talking about the snow.